कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। Kaushika Maharaja, who was born and raised as a Kshatriya, upon certain incidents with Vasishtha in his ashrama, took up this challenge of becoming a Brahma Rishi. In the due course, he sought boons from Shiva. Those missiles were absorbed by Vasishtha's Brahmadanda. Then he loses all his powers accrued of austerities and penances by creating a world, a Swargam, separately for Trishanku. Later he loses his powers again by being with Menaka and Apsarastri, and later abandons his own daughter called Shakuntala. Later he realizes his folly, he curses Rambha and thinks that he should have won over anger and Kamam first. So by reciting Kamokarishit, Manyurakarishit, he is able to see the quintessence of the Gayatri mantra and makes it public to the world. So he is called as a mantra drashta, the one who was able to see the essence of Savitri or Surya Gayatri, which we all know if we have undergone proper training under our Acharya. So this Gayatri mantra was brought forth to the world. So he did not invent. He brought forth to the world, which you can call it as discovery. That said, he wanted to become a Brahma Rishi. Initially he had to perform penance to become a Rishi. From Rishi he became Maharishi. From Maharishi he became Raja Rishi. And as he continued his penance, from Kanchipuram, in the current day, there is a nearby kshetram of Lord Nrisimha, Lakshmi Nrisimha. You can see him atop this particular hillock. It is called a Ghatika Chalam. Even if you stay on that hill for a short period of Ghatika, it is said that you will get moksha. On that Ghatika Chalam, which is by the banks of river Bahudha, he meditated upon Brahman and invoked the blessings of Brahma. That is when Brahma comes and grants him the status of being a Brahma Rishi. Brahma Rishi swagatam testu tapasasma sutoshitaha brahmanyam tapasogrena praptavanasi kaushika. Hey Kushika Sutta Kaushika, you were born as a Kshatriya, and with sheer austerities from a Raja you became a Rishi, Maharishi, Raja Rishi, and now a Brahma Rishi. I grant that you have become a Brahma Rishi. With this, Vishwamitra retired. Now you can call him Vishwamitra because now he has become a friend to the entire world. There should be no disparity. He retired to the mundane world, and as he went south in search of Vasishtha, because he wanted Vasishtha to agree upon that he has become a Brahma Rishi. So there is another kshetram in the south of India, in the state of Tamil Nadu, called as Pattishwaram. It is an important Shiva kshetram. You have got Lord Shiva housed there. So in that kshetram, before the temple could come, Vasishtha was performing penance. The moment Vishwamitra reached there, Vasishtha, who knew through his Jnana Drishti that Brahma himself has given him the title of Brahma Rishi, now tells, thereby, Vishwamitra, now I completely, wholeheartedly agree. I am very happy for you that you are a Brahma Rishi from today. Brahma Rishi stvam na sandeha sarvam sampadyate tava. Generally, if there are members in the family who are generally very critical of whatever food we cook or whatever activities we do, even if they are of the highest caliber, there are certain family members, certain friends who could be very critical of us. We will get, of course, very dejected having such members. Imagine one such friend who is generally never a person who praises others' acts. He comes out and says, the food cooked today was excellent. You have told the story in a very engaging fashion. Your singing was excellent. You would have never heard that person say such nice, sweet words. The moment you hear such a person say such words, there is a practice in the family. Vasishthat mukham Brahma Rishihi. From Vasishtha's mouth has the word Brahma Rishi come. Because Vishwamitra had to work so hard, had to toil so hard to get the title Brahma Rishi, not from Brahma, but an agreement from Vasishtha. So Vishwamitra has worked really hard in his life, and such a person has now reached the darbar of Dasharatha, has reached the Sabha Mantapam of Dasharatha. Now Vasishtha tells Vishwamitra, Tatav prasadito devair Vasishtho japatamvaraha sakhyam chakara Brahma Rishi eva mastviti chabravit. Hey Brahma Rishi, hey Vishwamitra, you are welcome to the court, because earlier the king Dasharatha had promised Vishwamitra that whatever he would ask, he would grant. Now Vasishtha says, you're welcome to the court. Now, in this rare condition, we need to understand what was Vishwamitra's request. Here he says, Kakapakshadharam Veeram Jeshtham Medatumarhasi Swaputram Rajashardulam Ramam Satyaparakramam. I want Kakapakshadharam Veeram Jeshtham Medatumarhasi. I want your son who has got Kakapaksham, who is the eldest. Jeshtham Medatumarhasi. Give him to me. The moment Dasharatha heard these words, give that eldest of your sons with Kakapaksham to me. Every word of Vishwamitra that he uttered was as if iron was heated and molten iron is put into one's ear. It was so tormenting to Dasharatha Maharaja. He swooned. He said, I can't take the separation of Rama from me. Now what does this Kakapaksha Dharam Veeram, Kakapaksham, what does Kakapaksham mean? Some people say it means Rama is as black-hued as the feathers of a crow. No, Kakapaksha Dharam means the one who is living as per the fashion of our times. I'm sure there will be young men and women listening to this. You know, time to time fashion changes. Correct. So, at least 20 years back, men used to sport pants that used to have 6 pockets. It was called 6 pocket. Now we have 2. Going further, we may not even need one, because everything has got into one gadget. You may not even need place to keep that. So, time to time fashion changes. It changes even in hairstyle. At one point in time, long hair for men and women was good. Later, men had shorter haircuts. Now, men are also growing hair. Women want to cut their hair. So, haircuts keep changing, hairstyles keep changing. During the times of Rama, there was one style where you comb your hair. Men used to comb their hair, and a small thin strand used to be curled and used to be left in the sides. So, that used to keep floating by the both temples. So it was called Kakapaksham, that particular style. So Rama was a fashionista. He used to adhere to the fashion sense. So to bring about no confusion, because he had 4 sons. If he say dark son, then Bharata was also equally dark. Lakshmana and Shatrughna were very fair. So how will I differentiate Rama from Bharata? Both are dark. Rama had Kakapaksham. So he says, Kakapaksha dharam veeram jeshtham me datumarhasi. Please give that son to me, who is the eldest, who has got Kakapaksham. As soon as he heard this, Vasishta, Dasharatha Maharaja swooned. Now, let us understand what Vishwamitra asks further. Here, Tulsidas ji tells in Ramcharitmanas, Deho upamane harshit tajahu moh agyan dharma sujas prabhu tum ko hin kah ati kalyan. So he says, please give that son to me. Kakapaksha dharam meeram jeshtham me datumarhasi. By telling this, Vishwamitra adds one more sentence. Aham vedmi mahatmanam ramam satya parakramam vasishthopi mahatejaha yeche me tapasi sthitaha. Even rishis like Vasishtha will agree what I say. Aham vedmi mahatmanam. I know about your son Rama more than what you know, Dasharatha. Aham vedmi mahatmanam Ramam satya parakramam. I know Rama's capabilities. I know your son better than what you know. What does this mean? The commentator Govindaraja explains this for pages. It seems Vishwamitra wanted to tell Dasharatha, you who sees Rama through your normal naked eyes will not be able to understand him. Only rishis like me who see through the divine eyes. Krishna tells Arjuna, Divyam dadami te chakshuhu, divyam chakshuhu. With divine eyes I can see that your son is no normal person. Give your son to me. People like you who have been engrossed in kama and artham, which is pleasure and wealth, will not know Rama. But whereas the other two purusharthas which have been realized by we the Maharishis called dharmam and moksham, we know your son better, give your son to me. You may be carrying a quiver of arrows and a bow in your hand. You will not realize Rama's strengths. Hey Dasharatha, we carry the bunch of holy grass called darbha and the kamandalam of the Ganga waters. We know your son better. Jeshtham me datumarhasi. A person like you who is engrossed in Rajogunam and Tamogunam will not realize the greatness of Rama. A person who has been engaged in Sattvagunam like us, be it Vasishta or me, know your son better. A person such as you, Dasharatha, you are used to the comforts of your kingdom. You will be sleeping on the mattress of 5 qualities on the ivory bed. You will not realize Rama's abilities. We people who do not bother to check how the ground is, whether it is infested with thorns or pricky stones, we will sleep. We know your son better. You have performed a Ishti, a Shrauta Bhagam desiring son, Putrakama Ishti. You will not realize the greatness of your son. We are all Mokshakama Ishti. We all perform yajnas to get moksha. We know your son better. Dasharatha, we know that Rama is born on this earth to annihilate the evil. Vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. It is Paramātmā who is your son. You do not know, Dasharatha, when I say Aham vedmi mahatmanam ramam satya parakramam, you know what sentence I mean by it? Vedahametam purusham mahantam. Whatever comes in the Taitriyam, whatever comes in the Purusha Suktam, whatever comes in Yajurveda has now been told by me in the form of a sentence. Aham vedmi mahatmanam ramam satya parakramam kakapaksha dharam veeram jeshtham me datumarhasi. When Vishwamitra gave this long speech, Dasharatha remained unmoved. He said, Sir, I am actually getting palpitations. How can I get separated from Rama? That moment was a very tense moment in the Sabha Mantapam of Dasharatha. What happened after that? Did Vishwamitra curse the king? Did Vasishtha convince Dasharatha or did Vasishtha console Vishwamitra? What happened after that? We should see in the next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a two-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.